A wise man once said, "Be a bouncy ball, bounce back." And I live by that saying. Anyways, here's a bunch of players that are going to bounce back this year. Adames has a couple seasons where he was pretty solid, especially with his batting average and on-base percentage. The last 2 seasons he's stumbled, but if he can return his bat-to-ball skills where they need to be and bring his strikeouts down, he could easily be the old Willie Adames again this season. Jimenez has pretty much always had the makings of a great player beneath the surface, but has struggled to put together consistent results. But with his lightning-fast speed and base-running IQ, ability to avoid strikeouts, and a very good glove, a great season is definitely not far out of reach for Andres Jimenez like he had in 2022. We all know Trey Turner is a very good baseball player. Last season though, he definitely slipped from his previous form, but ultimately it's still Trey Turner. He's insanely fast, he can hit for average and mix in 25 plus homers, and he's a smart base runner. He should be in for a second year bump in Philadelphia. It's even year Manny! Following a season where you land second in MVP voting was never going to be an easy task for Manny Machado. While it wasn't the same level, 2023 did still show that Manny is here to stay. All those red savant circles aren't for nothing, and will play a big part in a resurgence for 2024. The Tigers took a flyer on Flaherty, hoping for some innings and maybe a return to his 2019 form. Let's not forget that Flaherty pitched to a 2.75 ERA in 196 innings pitched during the peak of the juiced ball era. Similar to Flaherty, this change of scenery in the Tampa lab is probably going to make a huge boost in Rosario's performance. He's always hit for average and struck out little, so if he can dial this in further and bump up those walks just a little bit, he'll serve as a consistent bet to get on base. Whether he can work with the Nats' ground ball-centric Tony Gwynn hitting philosophy is yet to be seen, but we're only a few years removed from Winker's very good 2021 All-Star season. So with some adjustments, he should be able to tap back into what got him to a 950 OPS and 24 home runs. While his ability to be on the bump consistently is questionable, the rest of his abilities are very much still there. Severino still has solid velo on his fastball and good movement on some of his off-speed pitches. It's just about staying on the mound consistently and getting back to high strikeout numbers. That's right, all of them. The Cardinals were weird last season. Their rotation was unsteady and their lineup didn't feature many standout performances. But this season it just feels like they should be better if they can just get their main guys going again. No, not them. There we go. The Yankees just need Anthony Rizzo to hit home runs again, and we all know he can now that he can actually see. That whole situation was odd, and I'm willing to strike it from the record if Rizzo can get back to form in 2024. Mets fans, I hope you're thirsty, because you're about to get a healthy serving of Baterade. Bader hasn't had consistent playing time recently due to some injury troubles, but at his best, he can run him down in center field with the best of them. A starting role with the Mets should help restore Bader's confidence. Quietly one of the better outfielders in baseball, hopefully Reynolds will be louder this year. He hits homers, he can steal bases, and he used to do all of this while hitting for average. 2024 should be big if he can dial that back in. As a consistent top 3 man behind the plate and no slouch standing in the box, Real Muto could easily have a 25-25 season with an 850 OPS if he can get back in the groove. After the infamous Correa saga, the Twins likely wanted more than one good season out of him. He fell very short in 2023, but he can still rack up barrels and high exit velos, so if he can settle down and push his average back up, he'll be what the Twins were looking for when they originally signed him. Not a lot of people have been to the Crone zone lately, and it's time he changes that. He's still a disciplined hitter and a threat to get on base and do some damage when he does, but he'll have to start getting back on the ball and clubbing homers if he wants to make a statement. It would also help if his glove wouldn't sabotage him. I mean, it's Vlad Jr. We know he's very good at hitting the baseball hard. He was seemingly very unlucky in 2023 with disparities in a lot of his expected stats, but he's got to elevate the baseball more consistently. If the stars do align for him this year though, he still has an MVP ceiling of 35 plus homers and a 900 plus OPS. Bell already bounced back in Miami after struggling in Cleveland, going from a 96 OPS plus to a 119. Granted, it was in less plate appearances, but hopefully he can carry that momentum into 2024. Bieber's cutter and fastball definitely failed him last year. It's not all that fast anymore, but his breaking stuff is still pretty nasty. He's still a workhorse, and if he can continue to force ground balls while not surrendering as many barrels, he'll be okay this season. I don't want to talk about it. And finally, it's Jeff McNeil, who I correctly predicted to bounce back in 2022, and I'm now looking to cash in for 2024. McNeil is a BABIP-dependent hitter, and last season's .288 BABIP is far below his career average. His elite bat-to-ball skills were still present last season, and he hit double-digit home runs and still doesn't strike out. So if he brings back a little bit more contact, he might even have a better year than 2022. Who do you think is in for a big bounce-back season in 2024? Leave any that I missed in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.